BeamNG.drive has always carved out a niche within the world of simulation games, not just sim racing, but trucking, rock crawling, rallying, drifting, and pretty much anything else involving four wheels. There is such a vast and passionate community behind this game that BeamNG regularly finds itself among the most played racing and driving games on PC. But that was the BeamNG of yesterday. As we head further into 2026, BeamNG.drive is starting to feel like something rather different. The latest 0.39 update is one of the biggest updates the game has received, and it adds something BeamNG has arguably been missing for years. A much stronger sense that this is actually a game rather than an incredible physics sandbox with some game modes attached. So whether you're about to or just picked up BeamNG or you're coming back after a long break, here's what you need to know. And with that, welcome back to Overtake. I'm Michel, and today BeamNG is the talk of the town. If you want us to cover it more often, a like and comment is the best way to let us know. And if you like any form of simulated racing, driving and cars in general, it's always a great idea to subscribe to this channel to not miss any big updates or reviews. For over a decade, BeamNG has quietly evolved from a soft-body physics sandbox into one of the most impressive automotive simulators available on PC and soon to be on PlayStation as well. Let's start with the biggest change recently, because this is arguably the most important thing to come out of version 0.39. For years, BeamNG's biggest strength was also its biggest weakness. You could do almost anything, but the game rarely told you what to do. You loaded into a map, selected a car, and were basically left to your own devices. That freedom is still one of BeamNG's greatest qualities, but version 0.39 makes a pretty compelling argument that BeamNG is becoming much more than that. There is now a clearer structure connecting everything together. There is career mode, free roam, rally mode, missions, AI races, challenges, achievements, and all of the new tutorials to help new players get stuck in much quicker. Version 0.39 adds even more systems designed to give players reasons to actually engage with these modes. More than 50 achievements were added in the update, with objectives ranging from career mode and free roam missions to completing the new tutorial and modifying vehicles. That might sound like a small addition, but it changes how you approach the game. Let's start with the free roam. For a new player, we would still recommend starting with this mode, but there is now a much better reason to do so. They just added a dedicated free roam tutorial through the Quick Start Experiences menu. It teaches the basics of driving, cameras, recovery, spawning and removing vehicles, walking mode, vehicle customization, and how to use the map itself. That is exactly the sort of onboarding BeamNG has needed for a long time. Previously, one of the first things you had to learn was simply how to play BeamNG. Now the game actually teaches you. And once you've got the basics down, start experimenting, try different cars, drive around with a specific objective, spawn traffic, and explore the map. Try a mission when you see one. The point is to learn how BeamNG behaves before you start worrying about the incredible details this game has to offer. You have open world exploration, time trials, circuit racing, AI races, rock crawling, rallying, police chases, trucking, delivery missions, drifting, gymkhana, career mode, scenarios, campaigns, vehicle tuning, and free roam missions. You can even take BeamNG into multiplayer through community projects such as BeamMP. Version 0.39 adds even more structure to several of these activities. AI races now use a performance index, which rates a vehicle using things such as acceleration, top speed, and braking. That means the game can better match opponents to the performance of the vehicle you bring to an event. It is a small but important step towards making BeamNG's individual activities feel like a proper game or proper game modes rather than experiments. And if you have not tried BeamNG's rally mode recently, the new version is a very good excuse to finally do so. The update introduces the NG-RC Rally Utah 2026 loop, featuring 4 gravel stages covering about 16.4 kilometers, with the complete loop stretching to around 30 kilometers. Why is that? It is not simply a collection of point-to-point stages. You have to deal with the wider rally experience, including the road sections between stages. Alongside the new rally, the pace notes have also received a huge upgrade. There are now 3 main styles for pace notes. Pro pace notes are handcrafted and voiced by Alex Kihorani, the 2024 British Rally Championship co-driver. Enthusiast pace notes offer nearly 200 unique calls that can be combined and customized even, while casual pace notes are designed for players who are completely new to rallying. It's more like an easier style of pace notes. There are also revised penalties and recovery methods, start times to try and beat, and improved rally UI screens that all immensely add to the experience.
Into 3 left plus, narrow, 80, 5 left plus.
As BeamNG is still in early access, career mode is still very much a work in progress, and that is worth remembering. But is also one of the clearest examples of BeamNG moving beyond its sandbox origins. The latest update introduces a new onboarding system and gives new career profiles 2 options. You can go through the APM onboarding experience and learn the basics, or choose the open world option and skip straight to buying your first car. Career also now includes working taxis, and taxis actually have fares. That sounds almost ridiculous when you say it out loud, but you can get into a taxi and use it to travel around the world. These little systems are exactly what make BeamNG feel increasingly like a living driving game. The update also adds free-form delivery missions. These are more complex delivery scenarios where you can leave your vehicle, use different vehicles and equipment, manually couple trailers, and complete multi-stage objectives. There are missions involving recovering wrecks, moving cargo, and working with multiple trailers even. For maps, depending on your PC's capabilities, we would recommend starting with Grid Map V2 and then moving to either Italy, East Coast USA, Utah, or Johnson Valley. All of these maps have something very different to offer. East Coast USA offers narrow roads and traffic-heavy environments. Italy proves dense roads for realistic street driving. Johnson Valley is ideal for off-road exploration, while Utah is increasingly important for BeamNG's rally and off-road experience, as we just heard. And then there are mods. Simply put, the BeamNG modding community is one of the largest in driving or in general game history. Thousands of community creations are available, ranging from realistic road cars to fantasy vehicles and entirely new maps. You can download everything from sections of the German Autobahn to racing circuits, off-road trials, and Monster Jam style arenas. Version 0.39 isn't just about adding things to do. It also fundamentally changes how BeamNG looks for the players, especially those with hefty hardware to cope with the big changes. The update introduces a major graphics overhaul, including improved shadows, atmospheric effects, auto exposure, and support for HDR displays. The game also moves to a new DirectX 12 renderer and introduces new natural tone mapper design to improve both SDR and HDR image quality. The result is a BeamNG that looks considerably more modern, particularly when you start comparing it with the game's older visuals from like 2 years ago. So, is BeamNG finally more than a sandbox? Now, increasingly it feels like a proper driving game that happens to have one of the most powerful sandboxes in gaming sitting underneath it. And this is a huge shift and a huge difference to what it was before. So, after more than a decade of development, has BeamNG.drive finally become a proper game, or is its greatest strength still the fact that it refuses to be just one game? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Here's another video for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.